Hey, comic fam, comic peeps, here we are. It's that time of the week where I share with you my comic haul and give you like a little spoiler-free review of the books I read. Some weeks I don't get through them all, but this week I believe I got through my entire stack, so let's get right into the books right after this.
Spartans!
Welcome back. Alright, let's get right into the books. Let's go. So, number one from AWA Upshot, we've got Bite Size number one. It's by Cullen Bunn. I think he's a really underrated writer, Cullen Bunn. He's done a lot of really cool things, including he was on Venom for a while, and I thought he did a really bang-up job on Venom. So Bite Size was like really concise and really quick this issue. There wasn't too much going on, but it seems like we have these little alien robots that have escaped, or they're just aliens, maybe not even robots, that have escaped from a military installation, and they end up at this family's house on Christmas Eve. And so the dog kind of, see the dog here, kind of realizes that these things are alive, sentient if you will, and that's pretty much the gist of the issue. One of the kids finds the robot, and I'm gonna take it from there, or alien, whatever it is. So not too much going on in that issue, but I liked it enough that I think I'll pick up issue number 2. Again, that's by Cullen Bunn. He's a really good writer. All right, next we've got Homesick Pilots. I wasn't sure what to think of it. There's actually a lot more hype behind this book than I realized when I showed up at the store. There were a ton of copies of this. It's an Image book, and it seems really cool premise. There's a haunted house, and it likes or dislikes certain people, and when it likes you, it kind of keeps you. Without getting into too much detail, let's just say that the house itself has been found to be robbed, and so the house kind of wants its pieces back. But it's a really good start to the issue. Homesick Pilots is the name of a band in this comic, so I think that's worth a buy. Definitely worth a look. All right, next up we got Wonder Woman 768. We're swapping over to DC now. We got the return of Liar Liar. She has escaped from prison. We have a Deathstroke appearance in this book, and if you've never seen Deathstroke be reasoned with, this is an issue where Wonder Woman actually reasons with Deathstroke. Definitely, it's a fun read. Mariko Tamaki is on this one. She's doing a bang-up job. I believe Pedro Sandoval is doing the art, and he's doing a really good job with that too. And Maxwell Lord is also in this issue, so it's a really fun read, I think, and they're doing a really bang-up job with Wonder Woman. All right, moving on, we're going to Tech or Detective number 1032. Got the appearance of Hush. He's captured the Bat family in this one, and so Damian and Batman have to work together to save them. Let's just say that it takes a pretty big fall for Damian to come to his senses so that Batman can reason with him and be like, hey, we gotta go save the Bat family. So that one is going in a really good direction too. We got Tomasi on that. I haven't found the book that I have yet to like this week. That brings us to Death Metal, The Last Stories of the DC Universe number 1. It's a bunch of different people working on this book, or there is a bunch of different people working on this book. It's prestige format, so it's pretty thick. It's about a $9 book. It's probably $9 you can save. It basically covers the night before the big battle against the Darkest Night. And so it's basically like a love letter or soap opera. A lot of people are just spewing stuff and getting stuff off their chest, and it's like, I gotta let you know this before we go to battle, and they're like, I don't want to know, and they're like, I gotta tell you. It's a lot of that. Some of the stories are touching. Some of them were very well written. It's just not an issue that you need to keep up with the storyline. So save yourself your $8-9 and keep it moving. Wait for the next Death Metal issue to come out. All right, next up we've got Juggernaut number 4. So obviously we switched to Marvel. It's better than issue 3. So I like it. It's well written. I would not tell you to jump on it and go run out and grab this right now. I thought issues 1 and 2 of Juggernaut were really good. 3 kind of dragged a little bit. 4 kind of pulled me back in. It's only 5 issues, so I've got 1 more to go, so I'm 80% in there. So yeah, I am in it to win it at this point. So it's not horrible. If you want to save a few dollars, wait for the trade. And moving on, we got Captain Marvel number 24. I like where Kelly Thompson's going with this book. So Captain Marvel's in the future. She's met up with Namor's son, who now rules New Atlantis, and turns out New Atlantis is also ruled by Namor's son, Ove. His mother also is part ruler, and she is part Asgardian. So there's a lot going on there, but it turns out that New Atlantis is not all it seems to be. There's a lot of stuff going on there. There's a lot of mind control going on there, and so Captain Marvel's trying to figure out what is happening in New Atlantis. And so it's a really interesting issue. If you've been reading it, I'd like to know what you think about it. I like it. I like Captain Marvel. I like this future reality story that they're telling here, and I think it's worth a pick up. If you start on this issue, you might be a little confused, but I think you'll get the gist of it by the end. Alright, next up we got Amazing Spider-Man number 54. We've had the reveal of Kindred. For those of you who haven't caught up yet, I'll wait another week before I actually tell you who Kindred is. But it's really cool. I think this is a really cool cover. You've got Patrick Gleason doing the art there, and you can see, you're seeing through the eyes of Spider-Man, right? So you're watching Spider-Man as he's shooting his web through his eyepieces. I think it's a really cool cover. That's probably the coolest thing right now about this book. Not horribly written. A lot of exposition in that. Not a ton of action. I will tell you, spoiler alert, Spider-Man does die again in this book. So if you read issue 53, he dies there, he gets brought back, he dies again in this book, and gets brought back again. But basically, Kindred is just running him through a guilt trip and saying that without Spider-Man, everybody in your world would be in a much better place. So it's kind of a trope that I think we've heard before, but they're doing it again. And I don't hate the series. I mean, I'm on issue 54. I've been on it since issue 1, but it's not wowing me like I hoped for. It's just missing a little bit of that wow factor. All right, next up we've got Venom number 31. This leads off with Eddie Brock, and it basically ties into where King in Black leaves off with Eddie Brock. So we just have the continuation of that story. Really excellent artwork by Coelho in this one, and the book is just like one big action sequence. So it's just panel after panel after panel of just action, which is cool. If you really want that action in your comic, this is the one to pick up, especially a King in Black tie-in. So I really enjoyed it. Doesn't advance the story too much, let me just say that. It's a lot of action without too much substance, but it's really cool action in that book. And not a ton of null. This is a very Eddie Brock centric book, but I just dig it, and I think the cover's really cool too. But yeah, it was a really fun, really good book to read. And sometimes you just need a book like that, especially with something like King in Black, like such a deep series that's gonna have a lot of stuff happening. You just need something that's just a little dumbed down action sequence that you can just watch and go, oh, that's awesome, or read. But last but not least, from Marvel, we got Marauders number 16. I've been waiting actually for Ten of Swords to end so we can get back to this storyline where the Black King had killed the Red Queen, Kitty Pryde, or Kate, and there was some retribution that needed to be done. And this book is it's really done well. Just the writing, the artwork, it's a phenomenal book to me. I think Jerry Dugan's doing a really good job in here. And man, does the Black King get his retribution. And by the end of this book, he's changed. Like, he's a changed man, and in all the other X titles going forward, he will be a different person. So Sebastian Shaw got his comeuppance. And this is actually my read of the week. It's Marauders number 16, as we get back to the meat and potatoes of this series. Instead of it tying into something bigger, it is now its own thing, and I really like the way they came back. It is just a very smart, intelligent book. If you're looking for my action pick of the week, Venom number 31. Definitely think Amazing Spider-Man number 54 though is a cover of the week for me. That's okay. But my favorite DC book is Wonder Woman 768. I think they're really doing a nice bang-up job with the character Liar Liar. And a book I think you should really, really look into getting, Homesick Pilots. That is going to be one heck of a ride. Alright guys, so thanks for joining me. Be sure to look for new content every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Tomorrow, Friday, I'll be dropping a 10 of Swords review with my buddy Eric, so look out for that. Thank you for joining me. If you can and be so kind as to hit that like button before you depart, that'd be cool. Share, subscribe, hit that notification bell too if you like what you saw. And continue doing what you're doing. I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm gonna go look for new comics next week. Peace!